Hi, friends. How are you? Good to see you again. Today I'm here with Nick Baker with IMG Financial. He is the financial advisor in the Garden Oaks Oak Forest NIA Group. We are very, very, very lucky to have you. I am beyond excited that you have decided to join the group. So, how are you today?
Doing well, and I'm excited too. So thanks for having me. Really appreciative to be here and looking forward to the future.
Oh, me too. So good to have you. Well, let's jump in. So people need to get to know you better. So tell me about what you do.
Yeah, so IMG has been in Houston for 40 years. We are a comprehensive wealth management firm or financial planners, financial advisors, however you care to think about it. And we have thousands of clients all over the country, mainly focused in Texas. But yeah, we help make personal finance simple. That's what we do.
Simple. That's the key because I don't understand it. How long have you been doing what you're doing?
Yeah, so I've been in the business for a little over 7 years now.
Yeah. And what got you into it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I actually studied sport management in college. That was my degree, and I'm really interested in the behavior side of things, and specifically when it comes to sports behavior, psychology, what makes people tick. Really enjoy doing that as a student, but realized I didn't want to do that as a career. And so I always enjoyed the business classes that I took. And my dad was a CPA by trade, accounting professor, all that fun stuff. And so we used to talk about investing and saving your money and financial planning for as long as I can remember at the dinner table. And so, really, when I got to college, but probably the later part of college, I realized that this is something that people actually make a living doing and helping other people with. I didn't really know that prior to that. And so, you mentioned, it can be confusing, and so I really enjoy making it simple because it's not intuitive, right? Unless you had somebody like my dad teaching you the basics since you were a little kid, really, and giving you books to read and resources. This isn't something that you just wake up knowing. So I get a lot of personal satisfaction out of helping people kind of navigate the waters, but also coming up with a plan that they're comfortable and confident in because as it relates to the psychology things, most of financial planning is behavior management and
Mhm.
figuring out how you can put yourself in the best position to execute on what are the best steps. The example I always give people is, well, you can go to the doctor or your exercise physiologist, and they can tell you, hey, you maybe need to lose a few pounds here, or maybe you need to eat a little bit better, but it doesn't really mean anything unless you do it. And so for me, I really enjoy helping people through the doing it phase of personal finance because, quite frankly, there's a lot of resources out there. A lot of people can help you with this stuff. It's certainly not rocket science, and so with that in mind, if you can find somebody that you trust and really
Mhm.
lean into that relationship and knowing what you need to help kind of get you to the next step, I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, because you make such a big difference. You're deciding the fate of families, quite frankly.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they do these studies, right, and you rank what's most important to people, somewhere in the top five is always money. So you can kind of make your own determination as to whether that's appropriate or not. I just think that we all tend to agree that money does play a very large part in our life. So getting that organized, getting that sorted out, and quite frankly, we all live on a budget. Whether you make $10 million a year or $50,000 a year, you have to segment things out and figure out what's worth spending money on, what I want to invest in, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, I really enjoy that, and it's a lot of fun for me.
And is it too late to start if you're an older person, or
Great
is it
question.
ever too young to start?
Great question. I don't think you're ever too young or really, to me, too old. And they're kind of different ends of the spectrum. But on the young side, I think I very much enjoy working with clients at all stages. But it's so much fun to have their kids come and join us at, you know, really whatever age. We'll have people that have infants come in. I'm assuming they're not picking up any of the information, but when you get middle schoolers, high schoolers, and then people in kids in college, they come in. You start teaching them about compound interest and how a 401k works and why you should be doing and paying attention to some of these things as early as possible. I mean, you can show people, hey, the difference between paying attention now as a 20-year-old or an 18-year-old versus waiting until you're 30 can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So super exciting. And then on the flip side, it's really not, I don't want to say it's never too late, but I personally feel like, as long as you're capable of continuing to work and you can kind of stretch out your financial runway. I mean, we'll have people 40, 50, 60s that want to change jobs or change careers. And what does that mean for them financially and sorting through all of that and really just kind of helping them as a life advisor, specifically with the money stuff, but the money impacts a lot of the decisions that you're going to make, right? When do I take Social Security? Do I delay? All of these things are, to my point, it's never really too late to engage a financial planner or to really get started on getting organized and figuring out what exactly is your life going to look like, or how can we improve that or plan for a better scenario.
It's just one of the best things you can do to protect yourself and your family. So you know what's going to happen, and something always happens that
Yeah,
you need security along the way. And I love that you love helping people. That's because I'm sorry,
totally.
I'm totally a right brain, and I need someone like you to really explain it and draw it all out and put it down so people can understand. They can see it in black and white.
Yeah, and I think that brings up a good point. Is I always tell people it takes a little bit of personal awareness to know what kind of person you are that says, okay, if I'm going to climb Mount Everest, I'm either a really experienced climber and I can probably do it on my own, or hey, I need to take a guide with me because this is going to be a little bit of a trip. And personal finances are no different. I think the biggest thing that I run into is not so much shame, but I think people feel a little bit of judgment or maybe embarrassment around their own situation, and it's not necessarily all to do with how much money you make. It really runs a spectrum of people make tons of money and sometimes don't have much to show for it because of their decision making. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we really bring to the table, and I pride myself on this, is there's no judgment involved with this. We are totally here to help. Example I use a ton is just like a personal trainer, right? Like they are there to help you get in better shape. They're not there to laugh at you or make fun of you or, compare you to another client of theirs. Really, they're helping you put one foot in front of the other. And then, before long, you look up and you've put in 100,000 steps and you're down 5 pounds and you feel great and you want to take the next 100,000 steps. So it's really similar to that. And I enjoy that aspect of letting people come in. It's a very confidential setting, but just let's close the door and we can let our guard down and know that we're here to help you and make you help you come up with a solution together with us, but come up with a solution that you feel like you can execute and will make you feel better and will give you forward motion on your goals and your dreams and your plans.
And security.
It's security. Exactly. Because I think you're exactly right. Everyone's looking for, I want to be on solid footing and I want to retire with dignity. I think that's the key word is we all just want some dignity wherever we're at in our stage of life. And really that's what we help with.
Well, very good. So I may know the answer to this question, but what's your number one favorite part of your job?
Yeah, you're right. I kind of touched on it, but I get an immense amount of personal satisfaction out of helping people that feel like they're not sure what the next step is, or they may feel pretty confident and they just want to run it by somebody. So really kind of runs the spectrum, but helping people to where they come back and they say, "Hey, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders over the course of however many months that we've been working together." And to me, that just makes my day. And when somebody refers us or introduces us to a friend, I mean, that'll make my whole month. I just get such a kick out of that personally, and it's just so gratifying to know that you're actually making a difference, not just with people's money, but with their mental state and how they might be able to better interact with their family or whatever their hobbies are. It's so much more intense in your ability to interact with those things when you're not as stressed and worried and have so many complicated things going on, and you feel like, hey, somebody's in my corner with me and helping me guide through this, getting guided through this process. And that's, to me, just kind of the end all be all. I really enjoy that.
I love that. You're just, and I'm going to say
Yeah,
it again, you're protecting families. You're,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And we do happen to get paid for it. And so to me, that's just the bonus on top, you know?
oh, very good. So, what is the best way to reach you?
Yeah. So we have direct lines. So you can call anytime. 832-369-9419 is my desk number. And if you Google Nick Baker at IMG Financial Group, you can find that direct line. Also, email is good for us. So it's just Nick, Nick dot Baker, Baker at imgfinancialgroup.com. So it's Igloo March Golf financialgroup.com. A lot of people think ING, but it's IMG. So two kind of separate entities for sure.
Get him in there. And Nick answers his phone. It's important to know. And he answers his email. So that's very good. Some people don't. So that's, you get Nick
Yeah.
when you talk to Nick. So very good. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure getting to know you better. And again, I am super excited and honored that you are in the Garden Oaks Oak Forest NIA group. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions at all, don't feel bad. There's no judgments. You're just starting or you're at the end, give Nick a call. He'll help you out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to meeting everybody.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks so much.
Thanks.